Bill here. It's August 30th, 2023, talking about how much is palladium worth, part 2. But before we do that, just a word about the numbers. We've had another good week for most of the metals. Gold, silver, and platinum are all higher. Palladium's down a little bit, and that feeds into our narrative this week, a continuing narrative about why this might be a great time to get in on some palladium. And we'll talk about this, but for the 1 year numbers, they also look pretty good for 3 of the metals, and palladium is minus 40. So whenever you have a proven performer, it's usually better to purchase when it's down. And if we go back to 1982 and look at palladium's performance, it's up 7,200%. So that's a pretty good long-term run. So this is actually a pretty good time to get in on palladium, with it being down 40% just in the past year, and down about 60% from its most recent high. So the last time we saw palladium this low was 2018. So this is 5 years ago. So it's an opportunity to go back and purchase at 5 year ago prices. And there are some dynamics at work that make palladium really a good bargain, or appear to be a good bargain at this time. Now, we talked a little bit about South Africa and Russia last week being the primary producers of palladium. Well, now with the expanded BRICS, we're looking at a little over 80% of the world stocks of palladium are in BRICS countries now. So that speaks to the availability of the metal, especially as they're looking at getting away from trading in dollars. That could make palladium more expensive for Americans. There's one palladium mine in the United States that Stillwater runs, but that's it. Most of it is operated and mined and refined in the BRICS countries. So that's one reason why it's a good idea. The other reason, one of the other reasons, is we are at a very odd time in terms of the palladium producers and the hedge funds. Normally, the producers of the metal will have short positions on the futures markets, and normally they don't have long positions, but they have record long positions, the producers do, and the hedge funds own record short positions. We've never seen this before in history, never seen this kind of a gap with palladium. And so what this tells us is we're likely going to see a short squeeze of some sort. Now, last year you might remember the nickel fiasco. There was a short squeeze in nickel, and it ended up harming some of the producers. They could not afford to purchase the nickel to make good on their contracts. This time it's in reverse. It's the hedge funds that are short. And the way a short squeeze works is that as futures contracts come due, if people want to stand for delivery, that means the owner of the short position has to produce that metal at whatever the price is. So with the price of palladium already being at a depressed level, as that price begins to rise, those holding short positions are going to have to purchase into a rising palladium market to make good on those delivery of the delivery of those contracts. So the producers are holding not only the metal, but they're also holding a record number of long futures contracts on the metal, palladium, and that indicates that they believe that we're likely to go higher from here in price. And so we can learn from them, piggyback on their intuition about palladium, and do pretty well for ourselves. So I encourage you to check palladium out, and we'll have some more articles, a longer article coming out about palladium. Also one coming out shortly about the updated BRICS scenario and what that may mean for all of us. So thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day.